board members of the FSC, RC governing board members, Ms. Dana Ray, Managing Director, EMEA CFAI, Mr. Rajiv Hasna, President, CFA Society Mauritius, distinguished guests and speakers, members of the press, a very good morning and afternoon. To all of you who are from different parts of the world, myself, Mrs. Kirti Ramsahok, Head of the Regional Center of Excellence, on behalf of the Financial Services Commission and CFA Society Mauritius and CFAI, would like to express a warm welcome to all of you. Our heartfelt thanks goes to the CFA Society and the speakers for their valuable support to make this workshop possible today. Today, our speakers will talk on the increasingly complex world of ESG, which is short for Environmental, Social, and Governance, a set of standards that measures a business impact on society and the environment and the governance structure, which has become a huge asset class in its own right. We will now open the event by the welcome address of Mr. Rajiv Hasna, who is the Group Head of Financial Planning and Analysis of the Avril Malak Group and the President of the CFA Society Mauritius. Thank you, Mr. Rajiv.
Thank you, Kirti. Honorable guests, distinguished participants, all protocols observed, ladies and gentlemen, I'm honored to welcome you all to this hybrid workshop on ESG, today by the CFA Society Mauritius and the Regional Center of Excellence of the FSC have jointly organized. On behalf of the CFA Society Mauritius, I extend a warm welcome to each and every one of you. I would also like to extend a special welcome and our gratitude to the FSC board members, the RC governing board members, Mr. Daneshwarnath Thakur, CEO of the FSC, Mrs. Dana Day, Managing Director of the CFA Institute, Europe, Middle East, and Africa region, who enable the organization of today's event and for participating in this workshop. In today's workshop entitled Environmental, Social, and Governance, Shaping the Future, Challenges and Opportunities, we have with us a panel of experts working both locally and internationally who apply ESG considerations from varying perspectives and roles, spanning from capacity building, advocacy, analytical assessment, and applications in investment management decisions. It is an undeniable fact today, but the deterioration of our environment in terms of climate change, biodiversity loss, air pollution, water scarcity, and land degradation are major challenges that we are all facing. We need firm action from all economic actors and strong policies to address these issues and promote a circular economy. Striving to act as responsible corporate citizens, promoting fair and ethical practices, and contributing positively to the communities we share should ideally be the guiding principles of conducting economic activities in today's world, rather than just being a process that is merely regulatory ticking the box compliance exercise. Having a strong and functional governance structure that promotes transparency, accountability, and responsible leadership by every economic actor, embodied by self-adherence to ethics and standards of good practices, are more than essential elements in today's world of doing business. In a sense, ESG considerations are primordial for sustainable business practices, and it is our collective responsibility to ensure that we operate in a manner that is socially, environmentally, and economically responsible. After covering the key aspects of ESG consideration in doing business, our distinguished panel of speakers will focus on how capital providers are contributing significantly in ensuring that the financial market rewards those businesses but act in a socially, environmentally, and sustainable manner, with easier and privileged access to capital and better long-term returns. The regulatory aspect and the difficulties being faced in the implementation of ESG considerations across the group will also be covered by our experts today. Our colleagues from the CFA Institute will also share with us the varying ways that the Institute and the CFA societies globally are contributing to tackle the challenges and tap into the opportunities that emanate from the application of ESG considerations in investment decisions. The CFA Institute, as a global authority renowned for its standards of good practices, ethics, and analytical rigor in the investment decision-making process, has also been actively involved in advocating, researching, and educating the investment and business communities on ESG matters, as well as engaging in regulatory outreach on the policy-making aspect of the ESG globally. The CFA Society Mauritius, being the local chapter of the CFA Institute in operations for almost 20 years now, is aligned with and committed to the vision of the CFA Institute to leading the investment profession by promoting the highest standards of ethics, education, and professional excellence for the ultimate benefit of society. I'm sure that you will agree with me that the CFA program leading to the flagship CFA charter holder designation is a tedious, long, but enriching and rewarding process that equips professionals with the right tool set and mindset to take decisions in investments and business dealings, having the CFA code of standards and ethics as our DNA. Our CFA Society Mauritius is dedicated to serving and contributing to the development of the financial services sector in Mauritius, with its cohorts of 140 plus CFA charter holders, and by leveraging on the resources and expertise that the CFA Institute has to offer, it is natural that we partner with the Financial Services Commission in assisting the latter to achieve its mission. It is this spirit of cooperation and sharing that has enabled us to organize this workshop today, which we are all looking forward as a stepping stone of a sustainable and durable collaboration between the Financial Services Commission and the CFA Society Mauritius, having as the primary aim the development of the financial services sector in Mauritius. We are thrilled to have such a diverse group of individuals with us today. We hope that today's event will be insightful, informative, and above all productive. We would like to express our sincere gratitude to all those who have contributed to making this event possible. In particular, thank you, Kirti, from the RCA, Dana from the CFA Institute, as well as Julia, Joshina, Randir, and Saurav, who will share with us their insights and experience in this workshop. Once again, I extend my warmest welcome to each and every one of you. Thank you for joining us today, and we hope that you will find this event to be engaging and productive. Thank you.
Thank you, Rajiv. Our next keynote address will be delivered by Ms. Dana Day, who is the Managing Director for Europe, Middle East, and Africa, EMEA, at the CFA Institute. Prior to joining the CFA Institute, she was an executive committee member at 2020 Trustee Services Limited and the Director of Business Development at Cardino Group. I have the pleasure now to invite Ms. Dana Day to say a few words. Ms. Dana, please.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a pleasure and an honor to address you all this morning. I am so sad not to be in your beautiful country in person. Good morning. As the introduction stated, my name is Dana Day. I'm the Managing Director for Europe, Middle East, and Africa here at CFA Institute. I spent the last 23 years in the investment industry in both New York and London. And it's an honor to be here to open the workshop. Thank you, Kirti, and the FSC for this invitation to be part of is really important to them. I'll introduce the Institute first and then talk a little bit about our partnership. We are a global organization. We have been around for 65 years and we are dedicated to improving every aspect of our investment profession around the world. We have offices in New York, Charlottesville, London, Brussels, Abu Dhabi, Mumbai, Beijing, and Hong Kong. We are global. And we have 190,000 members around the world in every type of firm, in every financial market, and we partner with regulators to help them shape and evolve their own local industry. We have 160 different member societies, and they are the extension of the global CFA Institute. Their local presence, their relevance, their context, they are vital to the thriving and developing of local industry and economies. They are the ears, the voice, and the arms of CFA Institute in every financial market where we are present. Now, one of the things I wanted to address is how can the Institute and the local society help you, help Mauritius, help the local investment industry? Mauritius is unique. It has evolved incredibly quickly over the last 10 years, and it's an exciting place to be in financial services. If you think about where Mauritius has come from and where it's going, rapid diversification, specifically into fintech, exactly where we want to be going. And you've made significant investment in the infrastructure required to support a growing financial services industry. But most important, and the reason it's such an honor to be here today, is Mauritius has made a significant investment in an improved regulator framework. And today's event is a testament to that. Thank you, FSC. Now together, CFA Institute and CFA Society Mauritius are uniquely equipped to be brilliant partners to both individuals and the industry at large. It's very important to remember we are independent. We are not a trade bloc. Our almost 200,000 members, we represent the voice of the global investment profession. We help companies, but companies are not our members. Individual investment professionals make up the membership of CFA Institute. We have a vital role to play in helping developing economies move forward further and faster. We have perspective and experience on the best and most effective regulatory frameworks around the world. We can use us, use our codes, use our standards, use the 65 years of experience we have. I'm being asked to increase my volume. I actually don't know how to do that. I can't do that on my computer. Let me speak up a little bit more. Everything we do is grounded in ethics. Recommending, recognizing, and promoting ethical behaviors, it's fundamental to building a trusted and thriving financial services industry. We are driving understanding around sustainability and financial inclusion together with CFA Society Mauritius. One testament to that is our new investment foundation certificate that I'll mention in just a few minutes. Ultimately, together, we foster innovation. Our global network, that cross-pollination of ideas that comes from leveraging the power of human thought across 190,000 members around the world, is immeasurable. By working with CFA Society Mauritius and by extension, CFA Institute, here is what both individuals and organizations can access. Be part of our community. Add your voice to others' voices, not just to the CFA program, which remains the gold standard of investment analysis and fundamentals. It provides a world-renowned platform on which all further investment skills are built. Every single charter holder also attests to our code of ethics and standards. This is a vitally important piece of building a thriving and respected financial services industry. Now, other ways that you can engage with us that we love to think about as we go forward together, investment foundations. I mentioned that earlier. That is the start. That is how we build financial inclusivity, financial literacy. It is precisely there that we bring others into our community with us and build a stronger voice. Also, because Mauritius is a driver in fintech, consider our new data science certificate we just launched yesterday. It's incredibly powerful testament to where technology and finance overlap. And finally, while we're here today, let's talk about the global importance of ESG. Not just for ESG's sake, but for the analysis and decision-making that investment professionals need to make and do and understand around these vitally important concepts. It's not enough just to say ESG and be done. We must dig into what these words mean, how they play out in investment opportunities, and the impact that we have as investment professionals on the world at large. Understanding how to integrate ESG concepts into investment analysis is paramount, and it starts now. Julia will tell you more about our offering in that area later, but I will say that we have gathered insights from hundreds of practitioners around over recent years to formulate and shape the ESG certificate that gives learners and the companies they work for the ability to compete and join this global initiative. But it only starts with education. As I said, we've been around for 65 years. We have seen industries grow, and we have seen industries thrive. And we know what good looks like. We are that independent voice that can help shape industries. Working with us means you have access to the best thinking and best practice around the world. And you have brilliant organizations locally in Mauritius with the society there. They are a powerhouse of ideas and capabilities. Together, we bring these best practices to you in the form of our codes and standards. That's how we bring it to the concrete. Our CFA Charterholder Code that I mentioned, an Asset Manager Code, our Performance Standards, our Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Code, and our ESG standards. All of these are ready to be used by others because we've done the work. We've gathered intelligence that makes them robust. So what's next? What can you do? Meet with your society in Mauritius. They are extraordinary. Explain how you are looking to evolve your business, whether expanding the footprint, your services, or deepening your own personal credibility and expertise. Together, we are uniquely positioned to help you and your organization distinguish yourselves. Join our community in some way. Hear and be heard. So before I leave you, 4 key things to take away. If you remember nothing else today, I think you have a great day in store for you. But 4 things to take away. Engage. Educate. Connect. And compete. Thank you. Have a great workshop today.
Thank you, Dana, for this insightful speech. We will now move to our next keynote address, which will be delivered by Mr. Danishwarno Thakur. He is the Chief Executive of the Financial Services Commission. Mr. Thakur has been at the forefront in the establishment of a modern regulatory framework of innovating financial products and services and drove digitalized-driven projects. Prior to joining the FSC, he was an assistant director at the Bank of Mauritius. I have the pleasure to now invite the Chief Executive of the Financial Services Commission to say a few words. Mr. Thakur, please.
Thank you. board members of the Financial Services Commission, members of the RC Governing Board, Mr. Rajiv Asna, President of the CFA Society Mauritius, Ms. Dana Day, Managing Director of the Europe, Middle East and Africa CFA Institute, representatives from the CFA Society Mauritius, distinguished speakers, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen, all protocols observed. I wish you all a very good afternoon, and I would like to particularly welcome participants who have come today here in person at the FSC Regional Center of Excellence for this workshop, and as well as those who are following us virtually. The RC, as you might know, is the fruit of a collaboration between the Government of Mauritius and the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, the OECD, with the objectives to deliver capacity building programs aimed at primarily financial services, regulators, and law enforcement agencies from the Southern and Eastern African region, to conduct research on topical areas relevant to financial services and financial malpractices for the regional market, and to advise on minimum standards that need to be introduced at regional level. We have so far run seminars and workshops with the OECD exclusively, and this is our first collaboration with a third-party partner, the CFA Society of Mauritius, and I therefore wish to put on record our appreciation to the CFA Society of Mauritius for this initiative, and commend the RC staff for putting up this workshop at short notice, given that we are also organizing a major event within a month's time. So please watch out the RC calendar. So dear audience, this workshop, as you mentioned, Rajiv, challenges and opportunities relating to environmental, social and governance, comes at a very opportune moment. And it gives me immense pleasure to be in your midst today. Although the term ESG was coined back in 2004, I think, it is now becoming an increasingly common household term. With a visible and perceptible impact of global warming through forest fires, extreme droughts and floods, the need for environmental awareness is becoming an urgency. The environment-related themes are finding their way on the agenda of most major summits. But E, S, and G all form part of the same communicating vessel. We can't act on one aspect at the expense of the others. It requires sound governance to act in a socially responsible manner and invest in sustainable projects, which in turn adds value to the society and consolidates the governance principles. The FSC, ladies and gentlemen, will not miss any opportunity to support ESG-related initiatives. The reasons being multifold, but the main ones being that, first, the fact that the ESG already forms part of one of the pillars of the Commission's strategic plan and its implication for the financial industry. In this respect, the FSC, as a responsible regulator, is guided by the shared global goals for sustainable development and has already embarked on some key initiatives for ESG, which includes the issuance of guidelines for the issue of corporate and green bonds in Mauritius, which was published in December 2021 and was subsequently amended in April 2022. So dear audience, as part of our engagement at international level, I would like to share that the FSC is a member of the International Association of Insurance Supervisors, the IAIS for short. We are within the Climate Risk Steering Group of the IAIS, which is responsible for the overall coordination of the IAIS work on climate risk, which is a strategic theme of the IAIS 2020-24 roadmap. At the local level, the FSC is an active member of the Task Force on Regulation and Supervision with respect to climate-related and environmental financial risks set up by the Bank of Mauritius, and has, in this respect, carried out a survey for insurance with the aim to capturing the impact of climate-related and environmental risk drivers on their internal operations. And in addition, in January 2023, the FSC launched a survey for regulated investment business and funds to understand the type of sustainable investment products being offered, the ESG risk management policies and reporting made to investors include key performance indicators under the ESG theme. The survey revealed that 70% of the respondents already integrate ESG factors into their investment strategies. We are going to use the outcome of the survey as a stepping stone for the upcoming guidelines for investment funds on which the FSC is currently working on. Moreover, the FSC recognizes that there is a dire need for professional education and training. This will allow fund managers and investment advisors to develop the relevant expertise that such sustainability-related risks and opportunities are duly considered in the investment decision making. With this in mind, the FSC will continue to work with all the stakeholders, fellow regulators, and financial industry as ESG initiatives continue to gain traction. Dear audience, I would also like to mention the two main priorities in the coming month. First, the FSC is currently working on an ESG disclosure framework for investment funds. The objective is for licensees to provide sufficient information on their ESG strategies and products for investors to make better informed decisions. This is a step in the right direction, which will help in the fight against greenwashing practices. Second, the FSC is also currently working on the recognition of independent external reviewers or certifiers for green bonds, in line with the guidelines for issue of corporate and green bonds in Mauritius. Ladies and gentlemen, the other reason for supporting ESG-related initiatives is the positive impact on the financial services in Mauritius. Let us have first a look at the global picture. And it was mentioned, it was mentioned by you, Rajiv, and Ms. Day. In January 2022, Bloomberg Intelligence reported that, I quote, global ESG assets may surpass $41 trillion by 2022 and $50 trillion by 2025. 1/3 of the projected total assets under management globally. Excuse me. And as per a report published by the Morgan Stanley Institute for Sustainable Investing, it was highlighted that investors' interest in sustainable fund management remained strong in 2022. At the end of 2022, the asset under management for sustainable funds was approximately $2.8 trillion. Europe ranked first in terms of sustainable assets under management and fund count, followed by North America for the year 2022. In January 2023, S&P Global Market Intelligence reported that on the global market, issuers sold $444 billion worth of green bonds in 2022, which, although is lower when compared to the previous period, it is reported that with supportive policies and stable interest rates, the green bond issuance is anticipated to rebound in 2023. So with this statistics in background, we have the obvious question: how do we operationalize ESG in our product offerings? ESG is expected to bring about greater influx of fund structures, especially but not limited to major TFIs that will be looking for ESG compliant jurisdictions. And this will require the Mauritius IFC to not only have fully operational, internationally benchmarked frameworks for ESG, but also to have the framework recognized or certified, as was being mentioned. The product offerings will take the form of fund structures, but will also require robust disclosure requirements. The recent years have witnessed the emergence of new financial products which claim about the environmental benefits or practices. The social considerations are expected to gain in importance in the future. Interest for ESG fintech, which is the use of fintech to address issues on ESG, financial services and technology, have sparked. In fact, corporate sustainability leaders value the need to work with their supply chains while making efficient use of resources, innovations, and technical advancements. As concluding remarks, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to go in line with what Ms. Dana mentioned. Act or enact. And here I would like to stress that it is now time to act. We have done enough of talking and studying of the frameworks. Now we need to start implementing the principles advocated by the ESG at all levels. It is not only a matter of the top management. Everybody should be thinking, acting, and behaving in according to the ESG principles. And this is the only way we are going to, as an industry, as a jurisdiction, and as a country, achieve the objectives under the ESG. With these words, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to wish you a very fruitful deliberation ahead, and thank you for your attention.